Hey guys, and welcome to a new series called Should I Buy It or Not? And just to clarify something really quick, a few days ago I made the tips video and about the FCM, and the day after it, Jingles actually came out with a video review on the FCM. And since the tips video didn't really focus on the tank itself, but more tactics on the map, what you should do in certain situations and stuff like that, I decided to make this Should I Buy It or Not and series to go in more in depth with the tank. Now, this was also written in the comments and stuff like that, so it's not just to take the piss off Jingles right now, but I am going to do a series where I go in depth on more tanks. Because a lot of people are asking about it, and I just decided to give my opinion on some tanks, because some people like other tanks better than others, and so different opinions. It's always great to have. Like I really loved the E4, and Quicker Baby loved E3, and then vice versa. So it was fun to have those comparisons, so you can see how people play different tanks. Anyways, moving on to this. Just wanted to clear that all out. And but the FCM50t, I would like to start out with saying that this is a great tank. Just so we got that cleared out of the way already. And let's look at the stats and why I think this is a great tank. We start out with the HP, which is 1500. It's the same as the T34. As you can see, boink, and a little less than the Löwe, but the Löwe is a lot slower, heavier, and the gun does a little bit more damage with a slow rate of fire. Or yeah, it does more damage, and so that is just to justify that HP loss. You get an incredibly mobile tank. It is really fast. You'll get to points on the map where you can't get in other heavy tanks, and the gun is just amazing. It's the ARL gun, so this tank, if you get this tank, you'll already know. If you have the ARL tank, you already know which tanks you can penetrate with it, and the IS-3 reliably penetrated from the front, unless it's on a slope and you're shooting blindly with your eyes closed. People popping up down here, you're just gonna get a shout out. I'm not gonna read anything like that. The tank, engine power 1000, and the weightage is 57 is the load limit, and then 55 because I've loaded some stuff on it. Speed limit 51. As I just said, you're very mobile, you're very fast. Traverse speed as well. You turn very fast, so you can quickly turn around and go home to help people when a flank is falling and stuff like that. So you really have to take that into consideration into your playstyle. You can't just go, oh, they'll make it, if you can see that they're being overwhelmed. You really have to just use that speed and just roll out there and go back and help. We get to the armor, which is, for a tier 8 tank, French tank is actually pretty decent. It's not crap, because the 112 armor is pretty sloped. I can't really tell what the slope is, because, well, it's not really 45, it's not really, I don't know, 20, 25, maybe 30, I'm not sure. You also have the cheeks, which are very bouncy here. Plang, plang, and if people try to aim for your tumor up here, just use your speed and mobility to go back and forward. Or not speed, your engine power. You'll see that in one of the games I'm going to show later, just how you can use that to make people miss again and again, because they will go for that spot up there because it's pretty big. You are very long, and so the armor on the side, you really have to angle your tank very well to do some angling and side scraping, and the rear is just huge. So 60 penetration on the back of the turret. Also, turret is very long, so when you peek around or turn around your turret to either side, just be really careful about this one sticking out from your cover, because people can penetrate that really easily. Rate of fire, very good. Let's take a look at the gun. It's really, really good. 8 shots per minute. That's great. You really reload that gun very fast. 212 penetration is amazing on a gun like this. And the damage, when you fire this fast, you will do damage really fast. There are some tanks where you can just use your mobility. You can almost circle some tanks, some heavier tanks, to death with your mobility, and then the gun just firing again and again and again. Done that several times. The accuracy doesn't do justice on paper. It's actually really accurate, and I use it for sniping. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it just shoots off. But Wargaming is going to change that with 20%. I think it's 20% less of the shell random. Hello, I don't really know. The aim time 2.3. It doesn't feel like 2.3. It really doesn't. It really feels like you're zooming in really fast, and that's just cool. But yeah, it's only 90 millimeters, just as the ARL 44. Turret traverse speed is also decent, as we can see on the T34. It is 18, so that's half. It's really slow. It's really slow. The Löwe has 23, and then we jump to 36. That is a really good traverse speed there. And I've equipped the tank with a gun rammer, shooting a lot faster. Vents, just to get the 5% extra cruise skill. And then I have the enhanced gun lane drive, just to increase that aim speed, or decrease that aim speed. I think, yep, that's and of course the mandatory fire kit, health kit, repair kit. You'll never see me put anything else on a tank. So besides the fact that you are getting into special matchmaking, tier 8 and very rarely tier 9, you'll see this tank get into a lot of matchmaking where you're the top tank, and that's just awesome. And you can really do a lot of damage. And I even have a replay, subscriber replay, which is going to be shown in the end, where a dude does a ton of damage. Of course, as any other heavy tank, or any other premium tank, you can load your previous other heavy tanks of the same nation into this tank. As you can see, I have the AMX5100 in this one. Currently, Brothers in Arms on the first one. Pretty silly to have that on the FCM, but I am training up the repair skill down here on a loader, and to change the BIA later. But yeah, let's get into some games and then see what you can and can't do. And yep, let's roll. And we're on a game on Sand River, and as you can see, I'm way ahead of everybody with this great mobility. And I'm getting up here and just using the great view range as well to see if I can spot people out here. As you can see, the scout tanks just turn up now, so I'm really fast. And we're just going to sit here looking for some tanks, because there will always come tanks this way, always, unless there's super camping, which is pretty rare actually. My IS-6 pops up, penetrate him, go a little bit back so he can't see my entire tank, and I fire again and penetrate the IS-8 from the front. This gun is great and pretty accurate. I'm not going to hit him here. Oh wait, maybe I am. I did, but it bounced on his turret. Tiger 2, again, I am peeking out every time I have my shell reloaded, because that is what you should really do with this gun. It is a fast firing gun, so you should really get into these kind of spots where you can just fire and fire and fire and fire and fire, because that is the strength of this tank, alongside having the same amount of HP as an IS-3, which is pretty great. I'm getting down here, and if the Lorraine decided to shoot for me, I would be a little bit boned, but he doesn't. And there's a small little hill here. You will see it when I reverse in sniper mode. There's a small hill protecting me from some of these attackers. The IS-6 goes for, or IS-8 goes for my top tumor, and I moved a little bit, so he had to refocus his aim and hit him there. I think I'll hit here. Nope. Okay, hit the ground. I am going to hit one of those shots, going straight over the hill and into his face. Now he rolls forward way too much. I track him just to stop him from advancing too much, and then people will shoot him. I'm hoping. It doesn't look like it. Penetrate him in the front again. He gets a shot in the face by the IS-3. It's good. And just go back and forward. Does it look like he was aiming for me? Right there, right in the cupola. I love this gun. This gun is really great. And you don't really feel that aim time, the 2.3. Another tier 10 is advancing. I sadly hit the ground there. If it had flew just a little bit higher, it would have damaged him. I take a snapshot there. That was way too fast. I fired that one. Tiger 2 comes around the bend there, and the 103 pushes a little bit too forward, and I do some damage to him. And again, he's aiming for me. He does have pretty fast reload, but nowhere near as fast as mine. Just going to sit here and wait to see if they're going to look for something else or shoot something. The 103 doesn't, and he actually hits on top of my turret and bounces. Tiger 2 goes forward, takes a snapshot. I aim and shoot him. And just rolling a little bit back and forward. Use that mobility. Use that great mobility to roll back and forward, so the enemy never knows where you're going to be sitting. Again, a little bit too low there. Hits the ground. Could have hit the cupola. Again, here. Very, I do hit it, so that was good, but I didn't really think that I was going to penetrate that part of him. He's aiming for me, going back and forward, back and forward. Again, he's going forward, penetrating his front turret there. Actually, I penetrated right there, not right beside the gun mantle. That was a pretty lucky shot there. And that's it. Didn't receive a single scratch from 2 tier 9 tanks. And a Tiger 2 sitting there. Takes my track. The tracks are huge on this tank, so many times you'll get tracked instead of receiving any damage, or you'll side scrape by going a little bit angled towards your enemy, and they'll go, oh, he has a pretty big side, but they fail to realize that the tank is really long. So if they can see a bunch of the oh, we're gonna skip a beat here, I think, because I'm going up on a hill just to get the arty. But just because you can see a lot of a side on a tank doesn't mean that you can penetrate it. Like on the Ausb, that tank can side scrape like any other tank. So can the Mouse and the British top heavy tank. And this one can't really do that much because the guns that it comes up against are pretty good, but you can side scrape. You can side scrape with it. You get the artillery there, and the AMX MLE will die in just a second. And that's this map. I played really aggressive, which I really like to do, because those tier 9 tanks, they could easily have done some damage to me if they had rolled forward and just, yeah, shot at me. But I had cover, of course, and support, so maybe it wouldn't have been that beneficial for them. So good that they didn't, but I just performed a lot better than them, and they were aiming at me a lot of the time. Now, on a map yeah, that's right, on a map like this, Malinovka, there's a lot of open spaces. There is on Sand River as well, but these positions up here will give you a lot better opportunities to hurt tanks without them being able to retaliate. You'll see that later on a Panther, another Panther, and a KV-3, and so on. I roll forward here and take out this FCM, and then I can't really, well, I can't really get forward there because the tank is really long. You really have to take that into consideration. The tracks are poking out a lot, so you can get stuck on buildings like I just did there and take some damage from the SU like I just did. And let's see some accuracy here. If I can hit that cupola. Yep, I could. Good. Very, very nice gun. Centurion takes out the Tiger 2, and we've cleared the north here. Locastan is sitting in his super pushing down in E9, and we're just going to do some surveying here. Someone spots a panther. He's behind a hill, and Malinovka has gotten an update since I last played it. I can't really remember when it was, but I actually haven't gotten on to Malinovka that much. So suddenly having these hills, it's really, really long time ago it got this update. So don't worry, it's just me not playing this map a lot and getting to this position a lot, because I never go up here. But there was a hill there obstructing my shot, and then another panther shows up and boom, straight in his face. And he's just going to reverse a little bit there and miss him. Dang it. See if we can hit him here instead. Yep, we did. 250 now. That should be one more shell and he should be dead. Dang it, did I miss? I'll try another one. Again, if you haven't seen my VK 3002 versus M103 tier 9, tier 7 versus tier 9, then I advise you to watch it and see why you should always take a few extra shots if an enemy just disappeared and you saw that he was just sitting still. Because I take out the tier 10 or tier 9 with my tier 7, just firing at one position again and again. The other Panzer shows up and he quickly gets destroyed completely. Oh, and there's the Panther. I actually did hit him because now he's all the way down to 33. And I decided to ammo rack him, obviously, for 33. Boom, Panther. A little bit of overkill there. Let's skip ahead a little bit where I decide to go down and do some maneuvering around. Not really flanking because it's the same position we're going for. As you can see, still very fast, very great, and we can see here KB3 sitting there. Probably went straight for him, but he might have bounced it on his rear. I'm gonna take another shot just to make sure that I do some damage to him. Let's see if I even did. Can't remember. Another tank pops up, a Comet. Yeah, no comments there because that tank. Oh, don't like it. K3 again, and a VK 3002 sitting there. Yep. Okay, I did hit the KB3 obviously because of the lower HP, and it fits to my damage. Average damage. Tracks him and does damage. And I'm gonna take another shot. And more damage. So this gun can also be used as a sniper on 450 meters, which is just awesome. Well, this game is won, so let's move on to a game where I'm just going to show you what you shouldn't be doing in this tank. We are very fast, but that doesn't mean that you should get to the forward positions always. And gonna see a perfect example of this, because getting down to this position is a pretty good idea if no one is flanking you and you don't get shot from every possible direction, or you could get shot from every possible direction. A Type 59 has moved to that position, a weird position for a Type 59 actually, but just decided to snapshot him because I knew he was going away. Something else tried to shoot me there, and I get hit straight in the face by the SU-8, and then I get ammo racked, and then I get killed by the Type. So don't be too cocky with this this tank just because it has a lot of speed. And we move on to the last segment of this game, which is a subscriber replay sent in by iTankWin. And he is in his FCM50t. If he wasn't, I wouldn't have posted in this video. Yeah, this is going to demonstrate just how lethal this tank can be. And no, this couldn't be done by all other tanks, because this rate of fire on this gun is what makes this replay and match work. He saves the game basically by having a huge rate of fire, because he can then put out all the damage on a ton of different tanks. And he is just going to, let's see, accuracy. Oh, great accuracy there. Love that accuracy on that gun. Is he gonna get this one? Oh, he did. Oh my god, great shot there. And then the Tiger 2 is open. As you can see, he's just getting all of these shells out of the gun as fast as possible. I decided to go in there and remove the battle markers because they're annoying and silly and a little bit stupid. And we wouldn't be able to see his damage done to all the tanks if we were still having them up there. But he deals damage to a KV-5 a few times. And then he's looking around to see if something's happening. And most of the enemy tanks moving up to the hill, so he can't really support his team up there right now. So he's going to move to a better position up here, where the gun would get a little bit higher. But spots a, is that a T50? Yeah, it's a T150. T150. It gets killed by an Indian Panther. Indian Panther I wanted, and he then kills the Tiger 2. The KV-5 then sitting still up there and gets hit in the head, and he starts to move. And him again, he did, but the KV-5 did turn his turret just a little bit, and therefore it bounced on him. The KV-1S is rolling down the hill, don't know where. He just tries to take a shot. Why not? And then the enemy tanks are going to start coming rolling. Starting to come. That doesn't work. He hit the KV-5 in the head again. Great shot again with the accuracy there. But he starts to aim to the IS instead of the KV-5 and gets a little bit distracted and therefore misses the shot. Goes up to check if someone is going to the cap, but there's no real need to do that when there's so many tanks already down there to defend. Going for a shot. IS-3. No. It's too low, and the shot probably went high as well. It's going in front. BK there is going to switch position so he can help more directly upwards towards the Carnarvon Piers. He does move over here, and he can now support against the tanks coming down. KB5 a little bit too angled right there, and he will bounce a ton of shots from that angle unless you hit that R2D2. He hits the IS-3 and does some kind of damage, maybe on the base armor or a module. Penetrates probably the tracks on the KB5. T-34 rolling forward. Misses him. And this should really be a frightening image. The enemies are just rolling down, steamrolling all the tanks. IS tank gets tracked, or no, it's just holding, just sitting still. Now it's tracked and pretty much doomed. He's aiming for it and boom, dead. But T-34, KB5, IS-3 is coming towards him. This is really scary. These could easily just roll forward and kill him easily. KB5 forward, he penetrates him. He's now down to 2 shells from dying. Yep, they go straight in the head. T-34 hits him twice in the head, so you really have to be careful now with the HP. Kills off the KB5, really good, and he sees Ferdinand over there, and a T-32. See if you can get a shot on that one. It disappears, but of course it's still there, so take the shot anyways. the T-32 reappears, and as you can see, he has taken damage, so that shot was well spent. The T-34 is coming towards him, and he's hiding behind a full HP IS, which is good. You can hide behind your allies if they have full HP, and if they don't think that you're more useful than them, which you are. In this case, the FCM is much more valuable than the IS, so he should be kept alive much longer. And if the allies don't think that you're hiding behind them, then there's no harm in doing so. He sadly misses the T-34 there. Maybe he could have killed him before he killed the IS. And an unfortunate shot on top of the T-34. Yep, gets killed by the VK3002D. That's good. Gets hit by the IS. He's now a one-shot kill from almost anything in the game if they get just a little bit high roll. And the IS-3 of course should just get a medium roll on his damage. But luckily he focuses on the VK3001 to the B, which is just rolling over there and causing some trouble for him, which is great. It's really great play by the VK. He gets tracked by the IS, it looks like. Yep, and the FCM has been able to take him out while he's been annoying the while he's being annoyed by the VK3001. Now, this game will now speed up just because he will go looking for the ELC to get the Top Gun. And he's looking for him all over the map. He's going to go all the way down south and then all the way up the map just to find that ELC. And when he finally finds it, the capture ends the game. And look at those stats. Just look at them. This is not times 2, guys. This is just single. That's amazing. And the damage, 6,173 on how many shots? 41. And he earned 154,000 credits. That is just amazing. So this tank will get my stamp of tank-tacular. This tank is amazing, and it should definitely be up in the discussion for best tier 8 tank, because, or premium tank, because the Löwe, it's a sniper, doesn't fire that fast, has more HP. T-34, more armor in the turret, can go hull down, but slow. Same HP as the FCM, and the FCM is super mobile, fast firing, very accurate as we saw, and it's an amazing tank. So if you want a decent premium tank where you aren't slow, can earn money, fire fast, and be useful to your team in almost every situation, this is the tank that you should buy. So yes, you should buy this tank.